I'm Christina Loren. The Senate Commerce Committee approves the Precision Ag Connectivity Act of 2018. It's a bipartisan bill milestone in delivering broadband service crucial to the operation of modern farming equipment. Joining us now from the AFBF Washington headquarters is economist Veronica Nigh. Thanks so much for joining us, Veronica. And let's talk about what this bill is aiming to do.
Well, according to the SEC, 39% of rural Americans don't have access to broadband, compared to 4% of those in non-rural areas. But what we see is how that data is compiled is really at the county level and likely underrepresents the number of acres in farming and ranching country that doesn't have access to broadband. This bill would direct the FCC to put together a task force to try to address these issues, to see where those coverage gaps exist, and to try to develop a plan to reduce those gaps.
Okay, now what does this require from the FCC?
Well, in addition to that task force, it's really to take a look at how the data is compiled. Currently, looking at the county level or at the census level tract, you oftentimes miss participants in agriculture at large because it's looking at population at a fairly large level rather than at a more minute level. So this would require the FCC to revisit the way that they look at those statistics to make sure that we're not seeing gaps in coverage. So for example, in this week's Market Intel, we looked at Brown County, South Dakota, a county that according to the FCC has very good broadband coverage. But when you zoom in closer, the northwest corner of the state, or excuse me, the northwest corner of that county is really devoid of broadband service. So that's thousands of acres where farmers aren't able to utilize the best technology available to them today.
You know, and that's tough because there has been research done on precision ag technology and how it really can help benefit yields. There's a lot that's been done, especially when you look at Climate Corporation, for example. Talk about the need of broadband for farmers using precision agriculture and how this bill will help.
Well, it's a great point. So farmers use GPS, we use robotics, we use autonomous vehicles to try to reduce pesticides, to reduce the number of tracks we have to make over a field, and ultimately to increase yield. So all that technology is wonderful and can really help farmers improve their productivity. But unless that equipment is able to connect back to a broadband source locally, that data really isn't being utilized. So in order for farmers to continue to upgrade their equipment and to make the most out of our limited natural resources, we really need broadband at a much more universal level.
Absolutely. In order to help a lot of farmers stay competitive as well. So we really appreciate you sharing this with us. AFBF economist Veronica Nigh, thank you so much for joining us.